How we doing, YouTube? Steve here.
Yeah, I see my phone just went off too.
It is August 5th. Oh, what time is it?
I got stopped for a second. Okay.
7:30. In the corn line. Long line this morning. Monday morning. I should have known it was going to be a long line this morning. But it's moving pretty fast. I should, there's no line for the DDG, so, but they are loading a rail car, so it might take just a little bit to get loaded, but looks like we may get some rain here in northwest Indiana, and we need it. It is dry like crazy. The crops don't seem to be showing a lot of stress right now, but my grass is quick growing, and the pasture looks pitiful. Because it's been pretty dry for a while, but I'm two from the probe. Anyway, the subject for today, this morning anyway, is are we in a recession? Of course, depending on how you want to figure it, they say always officially that you're in a recession with two quarters of negative growth. It was always the rule, but early in the Biden administration, they had 2 quarters of negative growth, but said we were not in a recession because they threw some other little factor in there. I can't remember what it was. So they wouldn't have to say that there was in one. Even though historically, they've never figured it that way. Here nor there, it really doesn't matter. As the old saying is, when the government comes out with a policy or numbers of any kind, they might not be correct, but they are official. So whether we're in a recession officially or not in one officially, it really doesn't matter. What matters is your pocketbook and how much money's in the bank account compared to how much was in there last year. And I can, for one thing, say for sure, the ag sector is definitely in a recession. It is August 5th. Today, corn right now, the corn price right now is $3.96. A year ago, I looked it up, $7.54 a bushel. That's massive. That's 30% down. 3, 4. That's a big number. Crude, which has an effect on the ethanol price, which when you haul in and out of the ethanol plant, matters. I don't know that they, you get these plants, I don't know if they can stop making it. Maybe they can idle a little bit, maybe not run them quite so hard, but I don't think they can shut them off. But crude is down 2%, 2.3%. That's just over the last week. Copper. Now, copper is a weird thing. Because you think, who the heck cares about copper? Copper is down just over 4%, $3.94 right now, an ounce. I think that's how they measure that in ounces. In June, it was 5. So that's a 20% drop since summertime. And the reason why copper is interesting, copper is a very good indication of the future economy. So in terms of whether or not there will be or not be a recession in the broader economy, copper is a good number to watch. And back to the ag sector, feeder cattle last week were down $10 a hundred. That's real money. That's like $100 a head on a feeder calf. And the live cattle were down $2.65 roughly last week. So, I mean, these are real numbers. And in terms of, like I said, we had John Deere announce a bunch of layoffs. ADM, the stock price off ADM, it's off Bunge, it's off just everywhere. There's blood everywhere. Now, the one thing that hasn't really softened yet in the ag world is land prices have not come down. But there is talk of
A couple more trucks for sure can come in.
They have been talking about farmers backing out of rental agreements for cash rent ground, or wanting to renegotiate. Equipment sales way off. Tractor prices are off big time. So in the ag world, we are in a recession. Are we going to be in a recession in the broader market? I'm not smart enough to be able to tell you we are or not. I will say this, that the Fed is about 85% Democrat, and they're not going to do anything to have this economy in a recession just before an election. Whether they say they will or they won't, they're not going to. So they'll definitely cut interest rates the next time. So that'll give the economy a bit of a sugar high. But it could be a very unpleasant couple of weeks. Like I said, we lost 700 in the broader markets Friday. We're going to lose another. They're off 700 again today. So it's you only lose money if you sell. You know, when you have these big downturns. But, you know, is the broader market the economy? I don't know. I know that I have less revenue to divvy up this year than I had last year. And I had less last year than I had the year before that. And the year before that was when we had big fuel prices. So even with the big fuel prices 2 years ago, I had more revenue to deal with, you know, after fuel revenue to deal with. So as far as trucking, do you guys think we're in a recession in trucking? We kind of had maybe a few months ago we went through our recession, and now we're kind of leveled off. Maybe, I don't know, but maybe there's another dip down. Who's to say? Leave a comment if you think that we're in a recession in trucking, or if we're starting to see an uptick. It looked like the prices were going up a little bit. Rates, volume, is that already winter, holiday freight moving? I haven't seen any really holiday freight out other than the fall stuff, but it could be sketchy for a while, that's for sure. So everybody get your ducks in a row the best you can, and hopefully we can all get through this fairly unscathed. So, all right, everybody, we're at 9 minutes, so God bless, and we will talk again soon.